Today we're going to talk about you are a champion. I need to say that again. You are a champion and you're appropriately armed to fight. Why? You can fight fear because love is your weapon. We're also going to talk, our number 4 point on the 4th week is you can change your mind. Focus on your purpose. You are the answer to the spirit of fear. Now, the Bible decrees and declares there are 2 kinds of fear: the fear of the Lord and the spirit of fear. The fear of the Lord is beneficial. It means actually reverence. And in Psalm 111:10, we understand the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. A good understanding have all those who do his commandments, and his praises endure forever. But the spirit of fear refers to anxiety, terror, worry, apprehension, horror, cowardice, timidity, dread, and faithlessness. Interesting. The spirit of fear in the context biblically refers to faithlessness. This spirit prevents us from stepping out of our comfort zones and familiar places and having interaction with those who don't look like us or talk like us and stepping into our purpose. This spirit of fear causes us to act insane, doing the same thing, expecting a different result. The Apostle Paul wrote this text while he was incarcerated in a Roman prison. Now, you need to understand that typically when Paul was incarcerated, it was similar to our time, what is called house arrest. But this time is very different. He's not in a house, he's in a dungeon. And in fact, he's chained to a wall. I want you to keep that in mind. And his fellow believers are not even clear on where he's being kept. So they can't get supplies and food and clothing to him. He tells Timothy in his chained state, in his obscure state, in a dark dungeon state, where there seems there will be no light, he tells Timothy that the journey will be difficult and obstacles will be thrown at you. But even while I'm chained, even while I'm in a dark, unknown place, even while I'm in a space where someone that I love can't get to me, you need to understand that God did not give us a spirit of fear. Those are powerful words coming from the Apostle Paul, especially in the state that he is in. He tells Timothy in verse 6, therefore I remind you to stir up the gift of God, which is in you through the laying on of my hands. And then in 7, for God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. For the past 2 weeks, we've been talking about this. The first thing we said, you can choose not to accept fear. God did not give it. The second thing we said was you can challenge fear. You have power over fear because you're already a winner through Jesus Christ. I need you to understand, you don't have to accept the spirit of fear. And you have power over the spirit of fear because you're already a winner. You have to stop and tell yourself, I'm already a winner. I want you to tell yourself, I'm already a winner through Christ Jesus. Greater is he that's in me than he that is in the world. And I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And this week we're talking about you are a champion and appropriately armed to fight, and love is your weapon. I'm excited to present to you another noted African-American icon in my life, my daughter, Cohen. This is her quote on fear. The code to unlocking your fear is love. Loving your purpose, loving yourself, and loving others. People of God, I could not do this broadcast without making sure that you all heard this. I want to tell you a little bit about her. She loves children, especially those that are battling illnesses. And God had blessed her with 2 children who had illnesses that are not typically normal of children. And they have been an inspiration, and she an inspiration to our family as they went through this process. She has 20 years of daycare, especially for children with special needs, because she realizes every child is a blessing. But I need you to know, she overcame depression, conquered depression. She is not just a survivor of domestic violence, she's a thriver from domestic violence. And the one thing that you wouldn't believe is that what gets her through is that she happens to love Shakespeare. She loves Mark Antony, and then she loves A Midsummer Night Dream. Kingdom citizens, I need you to understand something. This is the quote. The code to unlocking your fear is love, loving your purpose, loving yourself, and loving others. This quote came from a young woman who sat many hours in a hospital with a young son, battling a very rare illness. told when he was 2 months he would die. Called me on the phone and said, Mom, they just told me my baby's not gonna last for 3 months. We went in and put the doctors out just like Jesus did. And we anointed him. And I said, God didn't give us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and a sound mind.